Welcome to the Osmium Update, your weekly data and infrastructure update from the Osmium Data Group, brought to you by Max Mortillaro and Arjan Timmerman. In this week's news, we will be introducing the Osmium Data Group. We will be talking about our Green IT white paper that we got out last week together with Infinidat. And we also will be talking about VMware customers, Exodus, and the profits that Nutanix is seeing out of this. And we got that from our good friend Chris Meller, who did an article on that. So without further ado, welcome Max, and please give us the introduction to the Osmium Data Group.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Arjan. This is our first update, so people be kind with us as I run through that. So, we discussed a lot together over the past months, and I think that we both identified that what we missed at Tech Unplugged was a clear identity, a lot of clarity around our areas of expertise, and also a clear, let's say, roadmap and understanding for both our audience and for our customers, right? A lot of people were still thought that we are doing events, some were not really clear on what is the value proposition. So with Osmium Data Group, we wanted to be very clear on our focus and purpose. We are an EMEA-focused company. We'll get to that towards the end of the call. However, we do have a global reach. We are still able to understand what is going on around the world. Data is very important, and at the core of what we do, we want to be really data-centric, not just from the way you handle data and what it means from an infrastructure perspective, but also from the perspective of privacy, sovereignty, sustainability, and other topics that we are discussing about, right? So we want to look at data and what that it means for the organization from an IT perspective. And finally, we want to be very, very focused on delivering quality outcomes, quality insights, and do more work on research. To be very, very short on that as well, because we have other stories to cover. Osmium Data Group is covered with three pillars. We have our Osmium Insights brand, which is covering research. We have the Osmium Media brand, which is covering some of what Tech Unplugged used to do in the past. So video interviews, short-term, short length content like blog posts, articles, and so on, webinars, etc. We have a podcast coming toward the end of Q2 2025, and we may have more surprises for you. So I think that this settles what the Osmium Data Group is. Let's do a bit of self-promotion. We have exciting news about our new white paper, which we are launching with Infinidat. The white paper is titled, Achieving Green IT Excellence with Infinidat. So what is this about, Arjan?
Yeah, like the title is already saying, right? There's a lot of countries around the world where green IT and efficiency within the IT data centers is a key component in everything that's going on business strategic at the moment all around the world. Infinidat is one of the companies that reached out to us in the past with Tech Unplugged, but now with the outcoming of Osmium Data Group, they were thrilled to be one of our founding companies, and we did a white paper with that specifically on the efficiency that Infinidat can bring to the data center with the products that they have. As many of us already know, Infinidat has the solutions that they have was always based on hard drives. They've got all flash solutions right now as well. And with that, they really wanted to show the world that they have energy efficient solutions that can help customers reach the goals that are set with regulations all around the world. In EMEA, we've got multiple regulations for ESG environment. So with that, we are showing within this white paper what the capabilities for the Infinidat products are. and why that is important for you as a customer, looking into, okay, for my data storage, how am I going to make sure that we've got the capacity, but also make sure that we can do that within the energy capacity that is really important for most of the companies around the world these days.
Right.
With that, maybe you can give some more insights as well.
Absolutely. So I think there will be a lot to be said about that, because the white paper that we wrote covers what are the green IT imperatives. We cover the regulations. We cover what are the drivers for green IT, and we also cover the way to do green IT properly. I think that the call to action here to people watching this show is to really go to our website, go to Osmium Insights page. So you go to osmiumdatagroup.com, you click on Insights, and you can download the white paper for free. We expect that Infinidat is going to release that very soon as well.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Exactly.
And with that, maybe we can switch over, because another big thing in the world of IT at the moment is virtualization, especially with the VMware takeover of Broadcom. This one is more on the Nutanix side, but maybe we can broaden that a bit. So first of all, please tell us what you've seen in the article by Chris Mellon.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really interesting and enlightening article here from our friends at the Register. What they are basically saying there is that Nutanix is really seeing a surge in revenue here. I think around 19% year on year, and they are kind of tracing that to the fact that a lot of customers are really dismayed by licensing changes which were imposed by Broadcom when they took over VMware, and basically a lot of customers had very high price hikes. A lot of them signed their contract extension at gunpoint. Basically, they just went for 2 or 3 years of suffering to basically have the time to plan, and all of them are now working on what do they do next, right? So of course, Nutanix wants to take a share of that, because they can more or less provide the same level of capabilities as VMware used to do. They've expanded their portfolio, deliver, not just virtualization based on AHV, but they have file services, containers, and so on. To me, the question that remains, and I will ask for your short opinion on that later, is whether this is really a long-term versus a short-term opportunity, right? So, of course, when you hear Nutanix, they're telling you that it's a long-term opportunity, that customers are here to stay, and so on. But I'm really kind of thinking whether it is not more an opportunity for the next 2 to 4 years, for the next, refresh cycle, while organizations are able to see what's happening with containers on the side and what happened with cloud, right? So, if you want to maybe share a couple of thoughts on that as well.
Yeah, I will share a short thing on that, because I think that's really interesting, and it's a great opportunity to do a next theme on data sovereignty, because like you said, what's going on in the virtualization world, in the containerization world, in the cloud world, there's so much going on where things need to come together, if you ask me. And I think VMware was one of the platforms that could do that. I think Nutanix has the possibility as well, but we could go into Red Hat offerings like OpenShift. There's a lot going on that could really help a customer. But we are already seeing repatriation of some of the cloud loads into their own data centers. We're seeing things like AI. There's a lot going on within the data centers, and there's a lot going on in the world. Great topic. I really want to discuss it with you in one of the next episodes. But for now, I want to give you the word to close it up.
Absolutely. I mean, we will probably do a follow-up on the topic of what's happening in terms of US-EU relations, especially with us being an EMEA-based company. We have some thoughts on that. But for now, we recommend that you follow us for more insights. You can find us at Osmium Data Group on Blue Sky. You can also follow us on LinkedIn at Osmium Data Group. And we thank you for following us here and for spending some time with us. And we tell you, see you next week. Thank you very much.